So before I continue, I emphasize our Kasoma Faruk of Uganda's idea. Believe that you can. Believe that you do what? At a time, even when the waves are so difficult. Believe that you do what? You can. At a time when they are saying that you will not manage. Believe that you will manage. At a time where they say that it's not possible, believe that it is what? Possible. So we need to know the effects of World War I. Number one, it led to the defeat of the Central Powers led by Germany. So we are saying today, the entry of USA on the side of Triple Entente gave more strength on the side of Triple Entente. And finally, members of Triple Entente had to defeat members of Triple Alliance. So we are saying the year 1918, Germany surrendered to the Allied powers, and William II was forced to abdicate. I can tell you, the year 1918, the Central Powers were defeated by the Allied powers. Another one, it led to loss of lives. It led to loss of what? Lives. Over 13 million people were killed in the battlefield, and most of them were from the European continent. So we believe by this time, over 13 million people died as a result of World War I. Of course, they were from the members of Triple Entente and the members of Triple Alliance. Then it led to the refugee crisis. Let me tell you, many people had to go and live in exile as refugees, while others were captured as prisoners of war. Whoa. So we believe by this time, the war led to the refugee crisis. Many people became what? Refugees. Another one, it led to the destruction of property in Europe. During World War I, industries and factories were destroyed, while infrastructures like roads, railways were bombarded. Altogether, changes rising up, my friend. The war was so destructive, where many properties were what? Were destroyed. Then World War I changed the population structure in Europe. For example, there was imbalance between men and women. Many men died in World War I. And this meant that women were more than what? Men. Because many men died in World War I. It interfered with the rights of people in Europe. For example, in Britain, military service was extended to all fit men between 18 and 41 years of age. In Britain, they forced the youth to join the army because they needed so many soldiers to fight in World War I. I can tell you, this interfered with the rights of people, because they were forced to join the what? The army. Another one, it led to the Paris Peace Conference. Paris Peace what? Conference. This time they had to sit in Paris. The agenda was to end the war and to punish all of those countries that caused the what? That caused the war. From the Paris Peace Conference, later they came up with the Versailles Peace Treaty, where Germany was totally punished. Another one, it led to the outbreak of Russian Revolution. Russian what? Revolution. We believe by this time, the Russian Revolution of 1917 emerged, where Nicholas II in Russia came to an end. Why? Because many Russians died in the war, and people turned against Nicholas the what? The second. It led to the rise of USA and Japan as the major economic powers of the world. USA and Japan became major economic what? Powers. What's all about this? Because they were not so much affected by World War I. Changes rising up, friends. It led to the formation of the League of Nations. They sat and came up with an idea of forming the League of what? In 1920. There was a man called Woodrow Wilson. He brought an idea of punishing German, but for him, he didn't want to over-punish a country called Germany. When Woodrow Wilson presented a document to big names like Keremenchu said, Woodrow Wilson speaks like Jesus Christ of Nazareth. If the Almighty God gave us 10 laws and we turn against them, Woodrow Wilson has given us 14, we shall see. In others, they were not willing to honor Woodrow Wilson's 14 points of not over-punishing a country called what? Germany. But they picked in an idea of forming the League of what? Nations. It led to the collapse of despotic governments in Europe. I can tell you, despotic government, for example, Nicholas II came to an what? Came to an end of Russia. It resulted in two social and economic problems in Europe. We are seeing social and economic problems in Europe. For example, unemployment, because many industries and factories had been what? Destroyed. So many people became unemployed. Rise of new states in Europe. For example, many states were given their independence, like Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia. Changes rising up as a result of World War I. As a result of World War I. I can tell you, it led to the territorial adjustments in Europe. Territorial adjustments in Europe. Many countries had to extend because they defeated the others. Then you can write this one, emancipation of women in Europe. Women started doing jobs, which jobs before used to be done by men. But because many men were killed in the war, there was what you call women what? Emancipation. Then it led to the rise of fascism and Nazism in Italy and Germany. Fascism emerged in Italy and Nazism emerged in where? In Germany. Changes rising up as a result of World War I. Fascism had big men. Fascism is F-A-S-C-I-S-M. Fascism emerged. Then it changed the balance of power in Europe in favor of Britain and France. It changed the balance of power in Europe in favor of Britain and what? Britain and France, the balance of power. Why by this time? Because these ones defeated the members of Triple Alliance. So friends, you need to understand the effects of World War I. A great war ever in this world. I can tell you it did not impact only human beings, but even animals were affected. I can tell you cries everywhere as a result of World War I at the time. I can say the assassination of Franz Ferdinand and the beautiful Sophie was not good, but it was not supposed to cause a what? A world war. A world war. It was not